folks. So that's going to complete both of our drafts. And like you talked about, Cayman, I really want to punch this even further home. Opposite playstyles on the map, and that really sets up for this game to be one-sided depending on how far we go into it, in my mind.
I mean, that's really what it is, right? You're looking at Ultra Prime with Taliyah and Vi wanting the Renekton. Climber, obviously, with that knowledge on the top side, Jung obviously showing so much aggression is just going to take that Dragon on the bot side. But with that pressure, Jung can just going to walk into a death trap with Taliyah, with Vi, even Renekton at this point in the game can be so scary. Because Baya was first on the move, they were able to get up there, but now Sauce is in trouble.
Sauce gets the flash headbutt. They get it into the seismic shove. Sauce's trying to survive under his turret. How long can he thrive for? A while is definitely the answer, but Climber here will trade back Sauce, even through the Unbreakable will. So Climber's hover definitely makes it a 1-for-1, but Ultra Primer just further accelerating this Renekton as much as possible in the early phase.
Yeah, continues to be quite a bad moment there for the Yorick. 5v5 around Grubs. We are kicking it off early, Slayer. I am excited for the rest of these lower thirds, I promise you that.
But it's another positive trade for Zhang, and he's going to try and threaten another plate off this turret, or maybe just proxy another wave, or the third option, which is dive even without dominance, and he's got more than enough damage to slice through Sasa. Zhang right back to form from his last series, gets the first dragons, as Sasa is going to keep himself safe for now. Junhao, maybe not the best vault breaker forward. You don't have a companion to follow you up just yet. The Weaver's Wall not being called on for Saber, but now they might try for the redive. There's the Weaver's Wall down, separates the Maiden and Sasa, but also unfortunately keeps Junhao away, and now he's got to walk out before the minion wave clears out. Sausa and Baya not close enough to really help this, as the flash has to come out from Saber. The Glacial Fissure forcing that one out, in Ultra Prime a little wonky, trying to play through their topside lead.
Very sloppy play.
Savior definitely the stronger mid-game AD carry right now, and you can see how many feats are up for grabs, knowing those objectives pointed out, but also we're still looking for that feat of warfare to be secured.
Junhao?
On tout, Junhao jumps after Climber, wasn't expecting YCX, and now has to flash back over the wall. Baya gonna Valkyrie as well, as Climber tries to run down Ultra Prime. Sauce has to burn the flash into the culling from Savior. He's gonna chase after him, dashes forward, gets the Qs down. Unbreakable will, is it strong enough to withhold the damage from Savior? The pillar says no, neither does the light beam to the forehead. Savior grabs himself his first kill of the series.
It's another big mistake by Junhao. He just Vault Breakers in, just assuming that he's going to be able to punish YCX for stepping up, but just doesn't have the realization that the rest of LGD is in the area. He has to lose his flash and most of his health bar to make that play. It costs his support his life as well.
Now gets the Herald, gets out. Here's the real fun we want to see. Sasa finally gets some space on this Yorick, and doing what a Yorick does best, knocking down structures. Control of a mid lane, as Zhang has joined the fray with the teleport in. And LGD have to back off their position in the river. They don't want this crash to come through and threaten a tier 1 turret. So Shelly will just get a good bash into the mid-tier 1. Dragon is warded up by Climber, so he knows it's being started, but very treacherous to walk into a Taliyah. YCX is going to try and bridge the gap with the Glacial Fissure. Is going to get the knock-up onto Baya, but LGD, they don't pull the trigger just yet. Climber has to lead the charge here. There's low engage tools on this LGD comp, and you can see how much they just struggle to even try and walk their way in. Poke down onto Zhang. He's going to go in after Sasa with the dominance pop, but he gets chunked out way too low at first. It's South's turn. Now try to step up on the front line as the Dragon is secured. Ultra Prime stopped the Dragon stacking, and now they can get out, and they're going to have to use Sausa to get out safely, sacrificing feats of warfare to shut down the LGD win con.
It's a huge ult from Saber throughout that entire exchange. The Weaver's Wall cutting off almost every member of LGD as that Dragon ends up going low. It was clear they wanted to try to get
doing right now with a deep TP flank that is not spotted out just yet. He's going to be a little too late for this Drake take. It is going to be secured by Climber. The Weaver's Wall comes down a bit early, but Zhang on the flank goes in right after XQW with the heal comes across. Can the melee stand up tall? Because Ultra Prime would try to run down Saber. Flashes himself back out. Baya eats the stun. Saber goes back in. XQW Sand Soldier stand up tall, and Ultra Prime fall flat on their face.
Oh, it looks so juicy. It looks so playable for them on a flank angle, but once again, it's Junhao who's completely separated from his team, going in way too early, getting blown up before the Renekton even is able to enter the fight. The 4v5 looks playable. Baya goes in to try.
See how Ultra Prime prioritize stacking near these objectives and taking timers when they know Sasa can't threaten the other side of the map. They're trying to do that now with Zhang pushing waves into that bot tier 1 turret, but we're in a weird, awkward standstill where Junhao and Climber were just, face to face, but the Coley comes across. Junhao getting chunked down. The pillar stops Junhao from getting out and keeps Xiaosha in place as well. What a position from Climber. Stops all of the Ultra Prime escape and sets them up for a huge Otacon take.
Absolutely gorgeous from Climber there. Not only is he completely blocking the escape from Junhao by stopping the Vault Breaker from going out, but the pillar coming in after that to shut down not only Junhao, but Xiaoxia's escape pattern. It's incredible. It's a free Otacon now for LGD. And Slayer, quite frankly, LGD are just executing better in these small, close quarters fights. Ultra Prime have had some small moments where they've been able to generate leads, but for the most part, when you look at that gold graph, LGD is favored because in the big moments, they're the ones who have been able to step up. And unfortunately, for Ultra Prime, it's been Junhao and Xiaoxia that are the ones that are getting constantly caught out in this mid game.
They have to do so much of that heavy lifting, trying to put together such a makeshift front line, because like we talked about, Zhang is trying to make it. They're getting threatened by Hextech Soul. They've got a Yorick now that can survive against Zhang. You're seeing it now. They can even strong side him, and this is what we feared from draft. Watch this. Goodbye, turret. Yeah, that's a Yorick and a Trundle hitting any one of your turrets going forward, Ultra Prime. Climber feels comfortable just trying to churn and burn it. It's on YCX and XQW to kind of hold the line here, but they can buy so much space with this Braum and Azir, and the call looks like it's coming out. Junhao eyeing a steal, but he's too late to that party. Baron for free. LGD's map pressure is about to tick up about 5 notches from before.
Yeah, if you were scared of Yorick Trundle without Baron, well, I've got some bad news for you. It's not necessarily going to look better with that Baron buff. This is the biggest objective that this comp
kind of predicted when it came to this matchup, that they are the much more potent damage threats on their team compared to the Ultra Prime side that we're still looking for consistency from. Is Zhang. He's going for a Desperation Play, pops the Dominus. Weaver's Wall doesn't really cut off too many LGD members, but Junhao on the back of the fight gets the assist down into the seismic shove. It's Knock Up City, and Savior goes down. Has the miracle come in here for Ultra Prime? No, XQW is churning and burning with too many Sand Soldiers to deal with. They're on all sides, and Ultra Prime can only see a fate sealed in a gray screen. XQW picking up the quadra kill. Game 1 is over, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, they felt like they found the perfect engage onto the Lucian, but they forgot this is a 26-minute Azir, and you cannot leave that champion alone. XQW doing a great job to space it. LGD playing the back half of this game incredibly well, so much so that they are going to be walking their way to a Game 1 victory.
Outside of a Zhang lead on the top side, LGD showing they're a cut above Ultra Prime in our opening. So once again, K-Man, in a completely different way, we have two diametrically opposed compositions, but this time it's in approaching team fights. Ultra Prime can't get the way over. Shockwave going to try and hold Junhao in place, but the seal could be set up with the Trickster. This actually is turning into a very treacherous 50-50, but the knockup lands through the Trickster. They're going to try and turn. Junhao hops onto the Dragon. It's going to be the Dragon traded. Ultra Prime get it, but can Saber get out? Yes, with the perfect execution, gets back over the wall, and that was a heist coming out from UP.
Ultra Prime team that we really needed to see come out and push the tempo here.
And they're really not going to drop a lot of minions for this either. I like the swing up Saber matches, but here comes the fighting we were expecting. Charm into knockup, into Chains of Corruption, 3 ultimates to the noggin of YCX, and he's got 3 letters he's desperately whispering as he goes back to the fountain.
Yeah, unfortunately for YCX, he started here.
Savior was breaking 80 carry rule number 1 right there, trying to clear vision. That's not your job, buddy. Luckily, not punished too heavily. Another 50-50 coming out. XQW says no, because this time the Shockwave lands on Junhao.
On the top side, but once again, we do see some trades down on the bot side coming in from these 2 top laners. It's really just about how much they want to commit in certain areas, and mid lane's going to commit on.
This game is all about layering ultimates. You just saw both bottom lane ults come out from the Ultra Prime and the flash forward for Baya. He is not messing around after he was quiet in game 1. That have to do with the kind of kills of the game.
You underestimate Adam. There it is. There it is. That's what we were waiting on.
All right. Well, let's see how many prime numbers come into play with this Rift Herald take on the top side. YCX throws down the dredge line, gets the depth charge knock up, and they're just throwing South into the air, but the flank comes out from Zhang. He's getting onto the back line. Both members of LGD backline are trying to flash back out, but here comes Saber over the wall with the killer instinct. Will he be able to get the most damage down? Yes, the 5-finger strikes are just doling out punishments. LGD crumble. It's only Sasa left to tell the tale.
It's only second Drake. It's not the end of the world or anything like that. I'm much more concerned about the gold lead that is in favor of Ultra Prime really being in the right spots. That's a 3-0 and 3 Varus. That is a 2-0 and 1 Akali. That is an Aatrox that is up almost 30 CS here. And you just got to be excited about where Ultra Prime is at, especially after a pretty rocky game number 1.
Gotta be excited knowing this is what it looks like when Zhang gets help on the lead.
The flank.
We know LGD won't go quietly as you get the Scion ultimate into the double knockup, and they pick off Baya. The ultimate layering this time goes from the side of LGD as we do see Zhang fly in. Shockwave gonna land on it too, but the knockups are coming through for the Aatrox. Saber goes into the backline, but he's struck in the shroud. He doesn't know what target to engage on until he eviscerates YCX. But that's the support down. Can Zhang use the one-ender to heal through this all? Cyclone off to the side from Zhuhao is gonna hit absolutely nobody as Sasa starting to push out the damage on the front side. Grand Entrance gets the knockup. They're trying to hold Sasa at bay. Will the Scion fall before Zhang heals through? No! The World Ender provides pivotal, but Savior trying to kite back on the MF. Can't get enough damage down! The knockups fly through, and it's all left on XQW, but there's no cooldowns left, and there's an assassin on his back! Ace down over to Ultra Prime!
Oh, what a fight, Slayer! In terms of how the last couple of fights have gone, but this is technically still playable if you can get a wombo combo off for LGD. I want to see Ultra Prime feel clean and closing this out.
Love this chase down, knowing there's no top turn or XQW to run towards. Phase Rush buys him a good amount of space, but Junhao just waiting on cooldowns, desperately trying to get close up for the dash. The Trickster's not going to get close enough. Hexgate isn't going to XQW taking it. No, he ignores it. He's at this point just trying to play the stall game. How long can XQW survive before he ultimately gives this kill over? Shockwave going to be dropped on the 2 damage dealers. I need a timer up on how long XQW is going to live. Finally, a knockup lands, some CC down, slow layered as well. Junhao, look how long he's waiting to desperately dash in here, and he finally will at the twilight hour. XQW falls as expected.
Honestly, not a terrible play overall for XQW. Look at the ward coverage that's been set up here on the bottom side of the map. It's actually fully in there for LGD, as this dragon will be spawning in 15 seconds, so Saber now could be in danger under this tower.
Hexgate's trying to get them close enough. Teleport coming in here as well. Saber, how much time can you buy in the Shroud? A whole lot, he says, so far, as the Crescent Guard does catch him. Zhang TP's in with the one-ender, but he's going to eat a full plate of bullet time until he flashes right after Savior. Flash match, but can Savior kite back here? Because Zhang just has too much damage, and Baya has arrived to the fight. Marksman going blow for blow, but Baya is superior. Down falls LGD once more.
Oh, it looked like it could be a positive play for LGD, but boy, do we get that turned pretty quickly. That is a fantastic play from Zhang and from Baya to be able to capitalize. Saber still going way too deep and way too aggressive to try to make that play happen. It is a shutdown over to LGD, but at the end of the day, is it really anything other than yet another dragon going over to the side of Ultra Prime? Zhang got a prime number of kills on the bot side. He absolutely did. We get even more fun stats here. Prime time. The entire frontline. Baya at this point is so strong at being able to melt those tanks. There's really no fight to be had.
It's going to take a big mistake from Ultra Prime, and maybe it's Baya that's going to make it as he pops the Ghost, but he is completely flanked. It's the double TP Baya. He's going to try and trade Climber out, but he's down already. LGD make the snap decision on the flank. How much more can they get? Because Saber's teleported in. Junhao still wants to fight, but the Shockwave holds him in place. Zhang in a 1v1 with XQW. Savior goes down first, and once again, it's the solo lanes that really shine here for Ultra Prime. You can knock down Baya, but you're saying bye-bye to the rest of your base as only Sasa survives another escapade from Ultra Prime.
It's a desperation play coming in from LGD, and desperation often does not lead to success. Ultra Prime able to pick up a huge team fight win. You are absolutely on the money, Slayer. This is a solo lane gap in favor of Ultra Prime right now in terms of their output. This Akali and this Aatrox are unstoppable for Ultra Prime at the moment. It's been an absolute joy to watch these two get to play champions that they were known for, not maybe this year, but last year, which is really
not successful. It's better than just wiltering away slowly but surely. So we'll see if LGD continue to try and get desperate here. Do have a catch on Junhao of all people, and the Crescent Guard into the Shockwave burns him, but boy, oh boy, is the damage out of Ultra Prime so much more massive. They trade Climber back out, and it's Zhang on the flank again. Here's World Ender, here's Saber. His blade is too sharp for anybody in LGD to deal with, and he's going after Savior next. He's going to let him live, but it's a small win for LGD as they once again drop way too many members, and they have no more control left on the map.
Yeah, I mean, it is technically jungle for jungle, so we'll see what Ultra Prime want to do. They're not going to worry about it too much. They're going to be starting up the Baron here.
Yeah, who cares? We don't need a smite. We have a Varus with a piercing arrow that can do just about as good as a smite, if not better. Savior does have the bullet time. He's not spotted on vision just yet. Now will be seen by Zhang, who is holding both Sasa and Savior at bay. The bullet time is actually going to be used on Zhang, but my God, his Saber's damage is just disgusting by this point. You blink and Savior's off your screen and making a double for Saber, who has retconned his losses of game one, blossomed to it a little bit earlier, but our prayers really have been answered in the fact that we're getting to see the solo lane, marked when it comes to draft and accounted for going forward the way. When is the next play and where does it take place?
Yeah, I mean, it's really just where does Ultra Prime want to put all of their resources into right now. Zhang, of course, a full presence on the top side, but this push on the bot side has to be answered soon. There is decent wave clear coming in from LGD. Obviously, that is, a huge positive here.
Gets him out of range of a depth charge and a shockwave. Junhao's going to go all in after Savior, who is left unaccounted for, and Saber takes down Savior once more. It's time for the dominoes to fall in place for Ultra Prime, as there's nothing for LGD to do but watch this game slip out of their grasp. We're going the distance in Group Nirvana today, and Ultra Prime are putting a stamp, a seal of approval doing so.
Oh, and Saber drives the dagger through the heart as he destroys LGD on this Akali and brings Ultra Prime.
Here's the pump fake here for LGD. You can dive in with Climber and Sasa and be like, oh, we're going for your carries. But they actually are the fake out, even if they die, producing at a high caliber and also fitting in as many Prime puns as you possibly can. Though you did call it K-Man with a little bit of help from mid and bottom lane. Climber secures this. He's going to be losing a camp there, and Junhao might just pay a gank mid lane as well here. XQW can get thrown into the Graviton well. The stun does layer. Does the early game victor have enough damage to get down with XQW? Yes, with the Keeper's Verdict knockup. Should get it done in the denial of the flag and drag. Junhao showing why Poppy may be the X-Factor pick. Climber prioritizing more over this Drake stacking that he's been so fond of. He's trying to make this gank on the top side work. The pumping execution landing for Sasa will start it out. Zhang has the flash as the Cataclysm does come down, but he's safely just going to walk back towards his turret. Doesn't even have to burn his summoner.
Usually I'm not too fond of teams giving things up for free. Certainly not an ideal play style to get away with all of the time, but Zhang could be in trouble here.
Oh, the death sentences continue to stack up, and YCX goes on a hot streak with those, and the damage is more than enough with the rocket coming in to steal it. Perfectly set up to get the Super Savior Jinx, the first kill for LGD.
Would you say that that was perfectly executed, Slayer? Would you say that that is, maybe how that went down? I'm so sorry.
We had an Akali game. The observers, none of us really know how low this thing is getting. Teleport coming in the background, already below about 6,000 HP. Can Climber get in here with the flag and drag in time? It's going to have to be a steal from Climber, and oh my God, that is the worst pause I've ever seen!
Oh, it's a disaster. It's a...
Right. Oh, okay. Oh my God, we're back in. Oh my God, and Climber steals it! How anticlimactic! And now the rest of the fight breaks out here for LGD as they start to target the carries on the back end. It's desperate fallback for Baya, but he gets shut down by the might of Sasa. LGD with the tack pause might have just won the game off the back of it.
Actually insane, Slayer. The pause immediately comes back, and we get the single most pivotal point of the entire game.
But the winners are definitely LGD of the pause as they come back in, and they come back in swinging. Wow. Only in Group Nirvana, folks. Only in Group Nirvana. That's why we love it here.
This has to be the strangest game of the split so far. Quite frankly, I don't think that there is any other way to quantify what has been happening. Dragon is being taken here by LGD. That's going to stop the Dragon stacking from Ultra Prime. That would have been sole point for them, so it is worthwhile. They're able to pick up
Sasa as LGD look to continue this snowball.
It's proactive play, something Sasa's been very good at throughout his career so far in the LPL. We've seen so many reactive choices made by him, but it could be Baya who's under threat here.
Okay, doesn't have flash. Yeah, they're just going to try and get Baya off the wave so Savior can get the turret. One more rocket should do it, and now he gets excited, hits the zap as well. That forces two ultimates out. The mere thought of Savior running forward with getting excited gets the Solar Flare and Feather Storm out.
It's huge for LGD, and again, that's the fear of this Jinx that has been created through these past couple of plays.
We may see a dive come across onto this Tier 2 top lane turret. Vision going to drop here for Ultra Prime, so they don't have really that good of a clue where LGD could be hiding in their own jungle. YCX is looking for a Death Sentence angle as the wave does come in, but Savior's a bit late to get onto this turret, and Ultra Prime will put all four of their members under the top lane Tier 2 and keep it alive for another wave.
Yeah, there's a lot of resources being put here by LGD, but that's because the Baron is spawning now, and so you want to make sure you have as much control of this space as possible. Right now, this is a minefield for Ultra Prime to be able to walk into. They cannot step up. They do have a ward on the Baron, which is saving them at the current moment, but it could have potentially been disaster with Sasa.
Yeah, that one is going to be down, so another LGD tool comes off the board, and they're really investing a lot of time to knock down this tier 2 turret. It's got to be a dive or a back off at this point, guys. They've got waves in their favor as well, but Ultra Prime are just not budging. As Zhang going to eat a half-health trade there, and that is going to set up the Cataclysm. Zhang has to immediately flash out as the Keeper's Verdict does boot out Climber. Climber's out of the fight. XUW does have to flash away from the Equalizer. That's holding Savior off to the side. So a great ult from Zhang actually makes sure Savior can't step up and deal the damage, but the turret will finally fall.
Slayer, unfortunately, that was almost a perfect play coming in there from Ultra Prime in terms of a disengage and a, avoidance of a bad problem, and yet they're still walking away out of a tier 2 turret on the top side, and really without any sort of pressure on this side of the map either. It really feels difficult to find an avenue for them to play aggressively in any facet, but at the very least, they avoid something that could have been catastrophically bad game ending there.
But stopping game ending is only a small win because this last 5 minutes, LGD, the gold lead has been so preposterous. They are up 6,000 gold almost at this point and looking to really flex their muscles, mainly being Savior, who does get the LDR done. This is a 3-item jinx that you have to kill off quickly if you're Ultra Prime or you don't have a shot at this game whatsoever.
Yeah, this Jinx, they live or die by the Jinx. That continues to be the main win condition here for Ultra Prime, is somehow getting on the Jinx, but as Savior just goes to solo the Dragon here, setting up for Soul Point, we end up putting ourselves in a position where it's just hard to imagine Savior ever being in danger to be capitalized on. As long as the rest of the team ends up collapsing well enough, Savior should be able to survive long enough to allow things like Galio and Thresh the opportunity to peel that off. It's all really about if there's a major mistake coming in from LGD, and you can never put it past a team at this level to have a major positioning mistake or to make a really bad read, but it's going to require something massive in order for LGD to throw here.
Slowly but surely. That's also true. That is also true for LGD, though. So
that is true.
Oh my God, are we in Prime Day? Actually, you know what? I'm not going to give free sponsorships away at this point. But
no,
we are seeing LGD set up the waves in the side lanes first to try and go for this Baron take. South has to be really careful about when he decides to try and clear out a lot of this blue-sided vision. Get some decent wards down on the outskirts, but LGD are going to be in a spot here to just continuously make Ultra Prime play the least fun guessing game that you can't buy in stores, which is when is the Baron getting taken?
It's just so difficult for Ultra Prime, man. How are they ever supposed to expect when LGD are going to be death pushing versus when they're going to be starting up the Baron? Luckily, they're able to maintain some vision, but this could be it.
YCX, good flash, get away from the initial engages. Climber's gonna hold Baya in the Cataclysm. The Featherstorm and flash has to be used, but Sasa's in the background. 1 versus 5, and he will not relent. The rocket over top. There's nothing for Ultra Prime to do but fall across the line to the might of an excited Savior. There's the dynamite going boom. There's the series wrapped up. LGD going to 2-2.
Oh, it's just disaster for Ultra Prime. What looked like they might have found something to play off of just ends in their demise. It's LGD punching their second win across Group Nirvana and unfortunately sending Ultra Prime to a 0-4 start. But what a great look from LGD, who could be a true contender here in Group Nirvana.
Everyone's talking about EDG and NIP at the top of Group Nirvana. But the question we come away with this series in is who can pose